Good morning, everyone. I'm back again for another lesson tutorial about grade 8 mathematics lesson. Second quarter, week number 5 with the topic conditional statements. Conditional statement has two parts. The if, which is the hypothesis, and the then, which is the conclusion. Example, if you will study your lesson, then surely you will pass. The hypothesis is the clause, if you will study your lesson. The conclusion is the clause, then surely you will pass. There are instances that you may omit the word then, but still you can identify the conclusion. Example, if 2x equals 12, then x equals 6. Hypothesis, 2x equals 12. Conclusion, x equals 6. Conditional statements have some important concepts to be considered. Definition. A conditional is an if-then statement. The hypothesis is the part P following if. The conclusion is the part Q following then. Conditional statements can also be illustrated through symbols and diagrams. For symbols, as you can see here, we use the letters P and Q, which is read as if P, then Q, or P implies Q. For diagram, the smaller circle or the hypothesis using the letter P is inside the conclusion or the letter Q or the bigger circle. Learning task number 1. Try answering this for practice. In the conditional statement, identify the hypothesis and conclusion. Number 1. If MJ is in grade 8, then he is 14 years old. Number 2. If it's cloudy, it will rain. Number 3. If you will sleep early, then you will wake up early. Number 4. If an integer is divisible by 5, the last digit must be 0 or 5. And number 5, if the triangle is equilateral, it is equiangular. Conditional statement is also called an if-then statement. It has truth value of true or false. A conditional statement to be true shows that when hypothesis is true, the conclusion is also true. While to be false, you need to have a counterexample where hypothesis is true but the conclusion is false. Examples. If 3x equals 24, then x equals 8. This is a true conditional statement since there is no other value of x that will make the equation 3x equals 24 true except 8. If x squared equals 64, then x equals 8. This is a false conditional statement since the conclusion have other values to make the statement true. The counterexample is negative 8 since negative 8 squared equals 64. If a figure has 4 equal sides, then it is a square. The conditional statement is false since rhombus is a figure with 4 equal sides too. If I get presents, then it is my birthday. This conditional statement is false. If a month has 28 days, then it is February. False. You can also write simple statement into conditional statement. Example, a rectangle has 2 pairs of parallel sides. Conditional statement. If the figure is a rectangle, then it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. Hypothesis. The figure is a rectangle. Conclusion. It has 2 pairs of parallel sides. The number is prime. It has only 2 factors. Conditional statement. If the number is prime, then it has only 2 factors. Hypothesis. The number is prime. Conclusion. It has 2 factors. 1/2 of a number is 12. The number is 24. Conditional statement. If one half of the number is 12, then the number is 24. Hypothesis. One half of the number is 12. Conclusion, the number is 24. You may try answering this. Try to convert this into conditional statement and then identify the hypothesis and the conclusion. Number 1, vertical angles are congruent. Number 2, seals swim. Venn diagram can be used to illustrate conditional statement. Things that satisfies the hypothesis must be inside the things that satisfies the conclusion. Examples. If a number is an integer, then it's a real number. The hypothesis here is integer and the conclusion is real number because integers are real numbers. If you are a Filipino, then you are an Asian. Hypothesis Filipino, conclusion Asian because Filipinos are Asian. If you reside in Rizal, then you are from Calabarzon. Hypothesis Rizal, Calabarzon, conclusion. Rizal is under or found in Calabarzon. If you eat eggplant, then you eat vegetables. Hypothesis, eggplant, vegetables, conclusion. Eggplant is a kind of vegetable. So I think you are now ready to answer the following learning tasks for your practice and mastery. So kindly answer learning task number 2, letter A, letter B. Learning task number 3, letter A, and B in your math notebook, in order for you to have a clearer understanding about the lesson conditional statement. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening.